Hello again, my name's Gabe Zollner. One of my viewers sent me a rather interesting little article. I'm going to read you pretty much all of what the article contains. I will attach a link so you'll know that I didn't make anything up. And what's interesting is, well, there's a lot of things that are interesting. The title is Obama Plays Golf with Islamists on Christmas Eve. That by itself is interesting, and the reason it's interesting is because this couldn't have just happened by accident. It wasn't like this guy was just sort of at the golf course, you know what I mean? This had to be established well in advance through the Secret Service and all the rest of it. So here's what the article starts off saying. And it says that Barack Hussein Obama spent the day before Christmas in Hawaii playing golf with the Islamist Prime Minister of Malaysia, Najib Razak. Why does this matter? It matters because Razak is a radical Islamist who has praised the victories of the Islamic State in the Middle East and is working to turn Malaysia into an Islamic dictatorship. Obama has found a golfing buddy who shares his belief in authoritarian government. Razak recently cracked down on protesters who were opposed to his government's support of ISIS and his plan to implement Sharia law in Malaysia. Now that's really interesting right there all by itself. Here you got the President of the United States playing golf with a guy that praises ISIS, huh? And he wants to turn his country into an authoritarian government like what Obama wants to do, huh? It goes on to say, according to Razak, quote, "My party members must emulate the bravery of the Middle Eastern militant groups," he's referring to ISIS, "that defeated an Iraq force, outnumbering it nearly 30-1, if we are to survive." Huh? That's the Malaysian Islamist Party. It goes on to say, not only does Razak's government support ISIS, but it persecutes homosexuals. One of Obama's favorite voting constituents in the U.S., under Sharia, homosexuals are subjected to public whipping and up to 20 years in prison for sodomy. Hey, you think that this Prime Minister has a clue about Michael? Huh? You think he's ever met Michael? Anyway, it goes on to say, women under Razak's government are treated as second-class citizens and are punished severely if accused of adultery or fornication. Obviously, Obama's deep love for Islam overcomes any concerns about Muslims' terrorism, the persecution of Christian women, homosexuals, or the killing of American soldiers on a battlefield against Islamic terrorists in the Middle East. So here we've got a guy that Obama's hanging out with who's the Prime Minister, huh? And he's really big on ISIS killing people. And guess what? That also includes our military. Huh? This is the Commander-in-Chief. Does this make any sense to you? Huh? Well, makes no sense to me. Once again, this couldn't have just happened. They couldn't have just run into each other in the golf clubhouse. You know what I mean? Having a brewski. I mean, this was planned. Yeah. And what they're doing is they're sharing ideas as to how to move forward with the destruction of the countries that they've been elected to support. Huh? Take a look at the article. I read you the entire article, but I want you to take a look at it so you know that I didn't sort of make things up. Sound like a deal? Let me know what you think. I told you what I think.